I'm going to go ahead and upload a current video update. But you don't have to watch this video if you don't want to, because it's kind of gruesome. I should have a little warning ahead of this video, just in case you're a little squeamish. If you can see my eyes, they're filled with blood. Apparently, I came very close to having a stroke. But as I've mentioned in some other updates that I don't know if they've been uploaded yet or not, I was having trouble keeping my blood pressure under control. I thought it was stress or something to do with, typical male things. Prostate, I'm dealing with a kidney stone, etc. Well, I finally saw a urologist, and she said, nope, this has got nothing to do with your blood pressure. So I decided I'd just go and see my primary care physician and see what the heck's going on. I even wondered if the medicine I was taking, if it was fake or something. It was counterfeit. But the medicine the urologist prescribed to me was tamsulosin, 0.4 milligrams. I took it. I'd been prescribed it before, last year in May, for that first kidney stone that I'm aware of that I ever had. It was meant to help, relax the pathways and let it pass through. Well, it made me feel weak. If I even lifted a cup, it'd make me feel like I was worn out. I told the urologist this, and she said, that shouldn't happen to you. And so she prescribed it. And I really thought, at worst, it was just going to make me feel weak. And maybe I'd adapt to it. Well, I took the pill as prescribed. And 3 hours later, I woke up feeling nauseous. So I got up to get to where I could throw up if I needed to, because I was really feeling nauseous. Before I could get there, the strength in my arms and legs just gone. I just dropped to the floor and laid there. It's all I could do. I managed to turn over, lay on my back, and I just laid there for a couple of hours. But unknown to me at that time, my blood pressure had spiked. Just some junk. No need to have anyone run over it. And, well, I didn't know it at the time, but my eyes messed up and my face messed up. I just thought, I was weak and I was feeling sick to the stomach and it would pass. And it did. A couple hours later, I crawled to a chair. I hate to say it that way, but I crawled to a chair. I checked my blood pressure and it showed to be okay. In fact, it showed to be better than I thought it would be. So I thought I was all right. And I sent a message to my urologist explaining what happened. And of course she said, just don't take the medicine anymore. We'll try it again later. Well, I kept trying to get my blood pressure reading the next day, and it wasn't good. I'll tell you, it was 150 over 100. Always right about there. That is so unusual for me. I'm so used to it being 120 over 80. In the last 3 or 4 weeks, it's been 150 over 100. I've done quite a bit to try and keep it down, but nothing was working. My arm got tired. Well, eventually, at some point, I was washing my face or doing something, and I noticed my eyes, and I started looking. I'm like, oh my God, what happened? And I started getting worried. My blood pressure's just too high. And I just wasn't feeling right. And that first day after that reaction, I was too weak to drive. I just couldn't do it. But then my dad called. He let his medications run out, and I had to go get them. So I spent what I could of the rest of the day trying to get my strength up where I could go get his medications and get them mailed to him. And I did, and I was doing all right, but I had already decided after talking to the urologist that none of the stuff with my prostate or kidney stone had anything to do with my blood pressure. I was going to go see my primary care physician, have it checked out. And the second day, I was strong enough to do it, and I drove myself all the way over there, only to find out she has quit seeing patients. She's on some kind of a route where right now she is only seeing nursing home patients. Which, to play my cards right, I might have been one of them. But the staff there at that clinic took my blood pressure, got worried, and walked with me over to the nearby emergency room at a neighboring hospital. In there, it was simple. I just waited to be serviced. I'm just picking up some things off this gun range while I'm walking around. They're good neighbors. They really are. They really are good neighbors. I like what they've done, and I like how much nicer this place is since they've moved their gun range in here. Anyway, back to my medical issue. I get to the ER. They're real friendly. They take care of me real direct and just real easygoing and everything. But the nurse, she listens to the whole story of what happened and everything. And she comes back and tells me that after thinking about it, she doesn't think that what happened to my eyes and face had anything to do with the reaction to that tamsulosin. And she tells me right then and there that this is from extreme blood pressure and that I was probably close to having a stroke. There is a pain in my hand. It feels like someone stabbing it with a knife. I don't know what that's about. But talking to that nurse and that doctor, they gave me a pill that lowered my blood pressure quite a bit. I wasn't happy with as how low it got. I wanted it to be normal, but they were happy with that. They sent me home. I got home, I checked my blood pressure, and it was back to 150 over 100. And I'm thinking, well, shoot. But I rested, just watched some videos on YouTube. And I was getting ready for bed, and I checked my blood pressure, 145 over 95. And I'm thinking, oh great, it's going the right direction. But they told me just to double up on my blood pressure medication and check it in an hour. Then if it's still high, take another one of my blood pressure medication. So I did that this morning, and all it did was make me sick to the stomach. It didn't have one digit of difference on my blood pressure. 150 over 100 every time I tested it. I decided I don't really know why. Maybe there's something going on inside. Maybe I'm fighting something. I don't know. But I tried to find a way to get to the ER because I was feeling sick, a little bit weak. I couldn't get a hold of anybody. Everyone's out of town. I decided I just had to take the chance and get over to the ER myself. And I got there safely. There's not much traffic on that highway. But same thing, same doctor. He had me pop one more of them pills and got my blood pressure down. We talked a bit, and he told me that not to worry, 150 over 100 is not that bad. We prefer it to be at least 140 over 90. And I told him, I'd rather it be back to normal. And he said, don't worry, we'll get it there. So I feel a little better. He did prescribe something for me in case my blood pressure ever hit 170. But unfortunately, it's the weekend, so there's no way I can get it. But I'm not worried about that. My blood pressure has never been that high, except when I was laying on the floor, I guess. I've checked my blood pressure regularly since at least 2022. Fortunately, the clinic that I go to for care is going to assign me a new physician, or a primary care physician. I got to figure out where that place is. They just said across the street, but what I saw across the street was a school, so I got to figure out what's going on there. I ain't going back to school. It'd be kind of weird. Getting some 223 shells. Anyway, I'm back from the ER. I feel good. My blood pressure right now is 144 over 92. And they think that really I just need a different medication. That my losartan or losartan, or however they pronounce it, is just no longer effective on me. They said that's common. One nurse described it like allergy meds. They'll work great 1 year, then the next year you got to change to something else because your body got used to it. If that's all it is, I'm relieved. I thought it was stress because Guys, I gotta tell you, I have hated Trump since the 90s. I'm not gonna mention here why, but I just can't stand hearing his name all the time. You can look up an incident that happened in the 90s, and you'll know why I hate his guts. There's just no reason for him to be a free man after what he did back then. Anyway, I thought that was stressing me out, so I've been avoiding politics as much as possible. And this debacle with my insurance and trying to get it, I thought had me stressed out. I'm starting to think maybe I'm not as stressed out as I think I am. But now I've got blood in my eyes, my face is messed up. I know that'll heal. I can see just fine. There's nothing wrong with my vision. I can still see sharp and clear, which my relatives would be very upset about because they all wear glasses. They've always wondered why my eyes are still good. They figured they'd go bad when I was like in the 30s or something. But it's peaceful out here, and that's what I need right now. I need to get a 45 out and shoot some down here sometime. I can't remember if I did a video repairing a Russian BB gun, but I'm going to bring it down here and shoot sometime too. I was really worried. I'd never seen my blood pressure numbers like this, and they were not improving. No matter what method I used to help, it just didn't work. I had the presence of mind to know that I needed medical help. I wasn't like procrastinating or, ooh, what's this? Oh, 9mm, okay. I don't have a 9mm. I'd like to try one. But, as far as I knew, I was on top of my health issues, which my health issues are hypertension and an enlarged prostate, which I know they're going to do biopsies and all that. But I want to be on top of it. I've been trying to get a urology appointment for a year and a half or more. There's no urologist in this area, period. And to get this sorted, well, get on top of it and make sure that everything's okay, is going to be a massive problem. I will do what I have to do. They want to do some procedures on me, but I've told them they're going to have to do it without anesthetic, because all I can do is drive myself all the way to Timbuktu, have the procedure done, and drive myself all the way back. I asked them how painful it was, and she said, that's a very good question. She said, most men go through the procedure and pray they never have to experience it ever again. Said they would do anything but go through that procedure again. And she said, but there are a lot of men who go through it and it just isn't much to them. It just depends on their pain threshold. Well, I don't know what my pain threshold is. I don't think of a kidney stone as being all that painful. In fact, the one I'm dealing with right now, I'm fearful, is the same one I was dealing with last year, and it's just gotten to a point that I'm feeling it again. But I'm just barely aware of it. They want to do some blood work, analysis, and a CT scan Monday. I'll have to get ready and go all the way up there, do that. All it's really for is just to see if I've passed stones, or if I've got new ones, or if I need to do something else, or if anything else is going on. They were doing I don't really know what all the probes do, but they were, keeping an eye on my heart today. And as far as I know, my heart is healthy as can be. I've never had chest pains or anything like that. Let me think. Next thing I've got to do is I've got to see the urologist on December 17th, and she'll decide what she wants to do then. But I just hate that I'm in a situation where I've got to travel a long, long ways to get medical care for that. As many people are in this region, you would think they would have a urologist here. And they don't have a good enough equipment here, anywhere near, to do the kind of tests and MRI and all that she'd like to do. So I'd have to go a long ways for that. But I've already told her it sounds like an MRI scan. She asked me, if I could stand being in an MRI machine for 30 minutes. I really don't know. I have had a claustrophobic feeling before, and I know what caused it, and I don't think I would feel it in an MRI machine. So if I had to, I'd be willing to go into it. She said, worst comes to worst, they'd sedate me. I said, I wouldn't think they'd have to, but I just don't know. I mean, how do you know unless you get in an MRI machine? Do you build a mock-up and put yourself in it and see what happens? I guess I could crawl through a tin horn and see. It's been a long time since I've been in one of those. I used to have to crawl through them and bang a torn metal out so it could be welded up. Those were some tight fits. And my arms would get tired in there, and I could feel a bit of claustrophobia creeping up on me. But I told her that I think that would just be extra steps. I'd rather just have the biopsies, be done with it, because I personally am not concerned about cancer. I know she put the fear of God into me, like, you've only got 9 years left to live if that's cancerous. Well, I hate to tell her this, but this is my inheritance. Every male in my genetic line has this same issue. Badly enlarged prostate, high PSA numbers. Never, ever have they had cancer. And I'm not going to break that family tradition. At least that's my plan. I hope I don't break it. But I've had about as clean a living as a human being can have here in the U.S. So I really have no reason to even think that I could possibly have cancer. They can run all the blood tests, everything. All the tests, they make me do regularly, all come back clean anyway. But I do want to be on top of the prostate issues because that's just a normal thing for most guys. There's just no reason to ignore it. There's no reason to suffer these days. They got medications and procedures that they can use to really take care of prostate issues now. I'd say women were lucky, but then you got the reverse side of that. So sorry, no. I think I'll stick with the prostate issues. Look at all this. Mostly 223, some 45s and 9mm. I try to clean all the dirt out of them. I miss a few from time to time. I come down here and pick them up when I walk around the gun range. Not for any particular reason. It's just good exercise, something to do while I'm walking. I haven't had to do any major walking since I learned that all these miles of walking wasn't doing me a bit of good. Just get 5,000 steps in or 3 miles and you're good. I try to, get my heart rate up. I think you only need to do it for you really only need to walk 10 minutes a day after each meal, or get your heart rate up for at least 20 minutes. I've been working my tail off, so it ain't like I've been short of any increased heart rates. But this near stroke situation, that's something. It's not like a near-death thing or a life-changing experience. As far as I know, I am doing everything right. What else can I do? My dad's worried. I hate to worry him, but I'm not going to hide it from him. But after talking to the doctor today, I told him there's no reason for him to come home. And I'm okay. And I am okay. In the meantime, I have spoken with a cousin, and she has begged me not to go through any of those procedures without anesthetic. She claims she will drive all the way here to Oklahoma and take me to him if I will just promise not to go through them without anesthetic. I'll keep it in mind. I don't really have any close relatives. I've got relatives, but they're long ways off. I don't know them. They don't know me. My dad's relatives are pretty close with him, but still they don't know me. They don't talk to me. I don't talk to them. And yet we're still on good terms. I mean, how much friendlier can you be family-wise? They're good people. It's just they don't have any need of me, and what can they do for me? I just want them to live their lives best they can. And they're doing good. They've all got their own lives and issues. But I do have 2 cousins who are closer to me than anyone else. and they check on me once in a while. Of course, they've got their own issues and families and stuff like that. But they do live a long ways away, and it's not like they can just, hop in a car and come give me a hand. They might visit once every few years just to see how I'm doing. I don't feel like walking any further. Just want to rest. I think I've covered about everything, but I've got a lot of videos that I'm working on that I want to upload. Some might be interesting. I've got some in the works that I need to get finished, but it may be just a bit while I get over all this. I want to just keep a check of my blood pressure. I was real thrilled. Did I mention this about the doctor? He prescribed me a medication that I can't get till Monday. I don't remember if I mentioned this at the beginning of this video. Maybe my memory is burned out. But I can't get it till Monday, and he really doesn't think I'm going to need it, and neither do I. My blood pressure's never gotten above like 151, 153. And this is a new situation, so I hope they're right. I really thought, maybe my medication was fake. But I think they're right. I don't know of anything going on with me. I've got no pains or discomforts or concerns. I'm really happy with how my eyes had shaped up. But as long as my blood pressure doesn't go over 170, he says I'm fine. Well, I want it back down to at least 120 over 80, back to normal. So that's what's going on. I am okay. It's not like I was close to death, but I was close to having a major medical issue. I'm just kind of proud of myself that I had the presence of mind to be actively knowing that I needed medical help and not to procrastinate on it, because I knew what was serious and what was not. But it does give me some relief that 150 over 100 is not bad. It's just not good. Oh, poor bird. A lot of things going on that you're not seeing in this video. Be glad. You probably wish you could see my face. It's so awful. That scared me. My eyes were just so filled with blood, and they're more filled with blood today than they were yesterday. Anyway, I had a good time at the ER. Really, it's really nice at that one. Wish they were closer, but they took good care of me. They made me feel better about what's going on with me. And I'll be seeing a primary care physician, a new one that clinic assigned to me since my other one quit seeing regular patients. I'll be seeing them Wednesday to try and figure out what hypertension medication I should be on to get my blood pressure back to normal. I don't know what to do. I've tried to do everything to reduce hypertension. I don't know why it didn't work. But I want to relax, get back into shape, get this trench done, and get everything else ready for winter. There's just no way I can handle those propane bottles. Not with this going on. So I don't have heat right now. I'll figure out something. This video is going to make some of the stuff in the other videos old and outdated. Since I'm editing them still, maybe I can clean some of that out of it. But my arm's getting tired. I'm having a hard time getting focused on me. You know what's really scary? I know I need to wash my hair so bad. I'm finally strong enough I can. But these videos are probably the only pictures that exist of me. So luckily, no one can tie this face with a name or anything like that. I try to joke about a lot, because in this life, you gotta take it with a grain of salt. You just gotta take it one moment at a time. Enjoy it. And if you can't, at least joke about it. Now I've got 2 dogs that want to go in and drink water. So, till the next video.